And we are rolling. Hello, everybody. I'm Jeremy Wheeler, president of the Annandale Chamber of Commerce. I'm also the guy that manages all of our social media channels and do a lot of stuff for a lot of other companies as well. So today, specifically, we are talking about Facebook, which is back to gallery because it's still picking up Brent up there. We don't need to see Brent's face out there so much. So why social media? To a lot of people, it's a foreign language. Why do I need to do social media and Facebook specifically? Well, the simple fact is nearly 70% of Americans use Facebook more than any other social platform out there outside of YouTube, which if you use YouTube, it's not truly a social platform and it's strictly video content that's out there. In fact, in surveys, more than 50% of Americans say they use Facebook many times per day. Um, Social media is free to use, and paid advertising is far more economical than many other traditional options. But if you're going to do it, if you're going to jump into Facebook, there are some simple do's. First off, tonight we'll be using Facebook. When I share screen, it'll be on the desktop platform. Um, Most people are using Facebook on a mobile platform, though, with your phone. So make sure if you're going to be doing Facebook and you're going to manage a business Facebook page that you have the Facebook Business Suite. It's free to download an app on your smartphone. Make sure to download that as well. And you're going to want to make sure that you do have a business page. One of the mistakes I see a lot of people do, they will create a personal profile as their business page. Um, why should you make a business page versus a personal page? To start with, it's far more professional. It just the way that it interacts with people. It's easier for people to connect with your page without having you to monitor or accept friend requests for your business. Anybody can just go and um, follow your page, like your page. So then they're able to get all of your content and all the things that you're sharing on the business page. And probably the biggest reason is that setting up a personal page as a business page is actually a violation of Facebook's terms and services. And they do, on a routine basis, go through and sweep through. And if they find that you're doing a personal page as a business page, they can completely shut it out and lock you out of Facebook. That's not something that you are going to want. Now you start your business page. What are you looking for? The first thing is to keep your brand consistent. Of course, again, tonight we're talking about Facebook, but there are lots of different social media platforms out there. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, even TikTok is one of the bigger ones now. You want to try to keep that brand name and image the same throughout. So something that I made a mistake for back in the day. I was just a DJ. So on Facebook, my page is Flamingo DJ, or was my vanity name, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I was Flamingo DJ. I try to keep the brand name consistent now as Flamingo Event Service across all the different platforms. So whether somebody's looking for me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any of the different social media platforms, your name is the same. And that keeps your brand image consistent. Um, Now, once you have that name set, you can go through. There's an option when you're going through settings. Let me pop in here. What's this on? Sorry, I don't have that visual set up. I didn't plan that far ahead. But you have the opportunity when you're going through all your About You information, you can actually set up what they call a vanity page link. If you set up a page, it's going to be facebook.com/ and a bunch of numbers and random different stuff. Facebook gives you the opportunity to set that up so it could be facebook.com/ Annandale Paintball or Southbrook Golf Course or Flamingo Event Service. But you can only set that one once. You can change the name of your page, but you can't change that link once it's set. Now you've got your business page. So now what? Well, start with setting your cover photo and profile picture. They can be anything you like, but again, try to stay on brand. On my page, I can show you. I'll pop up share screen. And it'll pop up. our Annandale Area Chamber of Commerce page. As you can see up at the top, we've got the Chamber of Commerce logo that we change out on a cycle basis for different pictures from the area that we use. Our profile picture is a lot of different things. So right now it's a keep it local thing, but these can be anything. On my Flamingo page, it's pictures of different weddings. It's pictures of different things that people are going to find interesting, that are helpful to your business as well. You're also going to want to make sure as you go through the About You section that everything that you have is filled in. Your phone number, your email address, your website, and yes, in most cases, even if you have a Facebook page, you should still have an actual website for people to go to. If you have hours of operation, make sure to include those. And what your business does. There's a big About You, about telling people, what your business does, what your goals are, and how people can go about doing business with you. Another big thing is, in addition to that traditional contact information, Facebook has its own built-in messaging system, Facebook Messenger. People can go to your business Facebook page, click a button, and send you a message directly on Facebook. It's very handy. It's been very popular. I do a lot of conversations in all the pages that I manage with that button. A big thing is that if you are not going to monitor your messages on your business page, make sure to turn it off. There is a function to turn that off. It can be a big hindrance to customers that are trying to get a hold of you, and if they see that that's an option to message you, they're going to try to do that because it's quick, it's easy, it's right there. And again, I can receive a Facebook message on my phone just as quickly and easily as I receive a text message or a phone call or any other kind of notification. Now you're all set up. It's time to add some content. So when it comes to adding content, quality is better than quantity. In other words, you don't need to try to post everything all at once. The goal should be kind of to spread things out throughout the course of the week, and keep consistently. Um, I see a lot of people who are just posting text, and that used to be kind of the way that Facebook worked, but it's not anymore. Video and pictures are king when it comes to getting engagements and clicks and likes, and anybody coming through your page. Um, when you're posting, some ideas of what to post, post updates about your business, specials, blog posts from your website, even funny memes. I find work for different things just to get a different engagement with some people. Um, but the biggest thing is to give people a reason to click. What's your call to action? Message us or click here for more information. Give them a reason to want to click it and to interact with the post other than scrolling through and saying, oh, that's funny. And then they keep scrolling through. Also, when you're sharing posts, another mistake I see a lot of people make, when you're sharing a post, share it from your business page to your personal page, not from your personal page to your business page. The point being is that when you're sharing something to your business page, it's not keeping people there. Whereas if you're sharing something from your business page to your personal page, somebody can click on it and they come back to your business page. How to get stuff to post. I manage KRWC Radio's posts, and the big thing I preach to all of our broadcasters, whether they're out at a game or whether they're in the studio, is to take pictures. I mean, we all carry one of these with us. We've got a camera, a video camera, everything right with us. If you're out and about and you see something that you think would be interesting, whether it's on brand or could even look at doing different things. If you notice on our chamber page, one of the things that I hit on, especially my favorite season is the playoff season. I call it likes season when we're doing stuff for the chamber. Uh, we share pictures of things that are happening with the Cardinals out there, and have an opportunity to invite those that like the posts to come out. It's how we get some of the most likes to our page. And just look at how some of the how some of the posts rate. Back to share screen here. I'll jump in. This is a post for KRWC that I did. This is a video clip that I took, posting on the KRWC's page. It wasn't a live video. This was the last 3.2 seconds of the Cardinal Section Championship game that was posted. This post it's a 4-second video saying the Cardinals are headed to state. Had engaged from more than 1,100 people, reached nearly 2,000 people, shared 6 times, 1 comment. Another post. This is the holiday train video, also on KRWC's page, from 2018. You can see it's been viewed 2.5 thousand times. This was a live video that we shot, the entire holiday train coming through. And then take a look at some of the chamber stuff that we've doing. Brent and I have been doing the videos at different establishments. You can see our Truckmate Topper has been viewed 2.7 thousand or 2.4 thousand times. Vintage Patina 1.5 or 1.4. Even the Cardinal send-off parade, you can see that was a live video that we shot. 2.5 minutes is all it was, and it received 69 likes and 1.4 thousand views in just that amount of time. So video is fantastic, and things that get people's attention are great things to do. And see, on top of the video, and we talked about it just a little bit, Facebook Live is a great tool right now. I use it when I go to a wedding. I'll do a look around the room. We'll do different things. Obviously, I ran the live stream for Cardinal Athletics this year. We had hundreds of people watching basketball games and stuff. That I was broadcasting from my phone. So there's an opportunity there. The one warning that I will say is when you're on Facebook Live, be careful of what's in the background, especially music wise. Facebook has gotten very attuned to. There's an algorithm that listens for copyrighted music. If they hear it, they will likely shut you down. They'll block your post. I had that happen. Thankfully, at the very beginning of the Cardinals playoff game. I made a mistake by not unplugging my headset. I was trying to get stuff set up, and about a minute and a half in, Facebook heard it. They blocked the stream. I had to start everything all over. Thankfully, it was at that point and not later in the game. So just be careful what you're around, because I'm sorry, us as DJs have kind of ruined it for everybody. A lot of people tried to live stream their DJ sets on Facebook during the pandemic, and Facebook has gotten really good at blocking them. One other thing you want to think about, go back to do another share screen here. Too many buttons on my computer to click on, I'll tell you. I preach all the time at chamber meetings to like and share everybody's posts, because honestly, it's one of the biggest ways to get everything out there for people. People want to. This is one thing that I share during the holiday season. I can't afford to go spend money with your small business. Well, do some of these things. Go write a review. Tell your friends and family. Click on their posts. If you've got businesses that you follow, or you follow the chamber page, click on their posts. Give them a like. Share it onto your page. The more sharing and likes that you get, that's how your posts get traction. You see those viral posts. That's how they happen, because people start liking them, they start sharing them, and then they get crazy views. So, it's a good habit. We as business owners, I think most of you that are on here watching have seen myself like and share your posts, and that's kind of why it gives everybody that traction. Also, another option is share screen. There we go. Oh, wrong one. This one. Facebook stories, something that started on another social media platform. It's been adopted by Pretty much everybody, Facebook and Instagram. You can see here just below my information, all these little circles, those are Facebook stories. They are collections of video clips and pictures that you can put into a story. They're available for people to click on for 24 hours. They're able to do on your business page. Make sure to check those out. Another thing to consider doing. I mentioned earlier, get out of this, go back over here. I mentioned earlier about not wanting to drop all of your information at once. Everybody can still see my screen, correct? I can't hear you, Brent, you muted.
I'm not seeing the stories that you just talked about. We're seeing, I just can't afford to support your small business right now.
Okay.
Graphic.
That is not what I want you to see.
It's okay. You can go back to that and try it.
Okay. Well, we'll go past that for the moment. And we'll go here back to this page. Everybody can see the chamber page now? Perfect. All right. I mentioned earlier about sharing, or about scheduling your posts. I know that's one of the big things that a lot of business owners talk about. I just don't have time. You have the opportunity to schedule your posts on Facebook. You can't do it from when you create a post at the main part here, you can only publish it right now. Not the same case on mobile. On mobile, you have an opportunity to do it later. But over on the left-hand column, you got publishing tools. You're able to click on that. If my computer agrees with me here. And you are able to start scheduling posts. And apparently I haven't done that on the chamber page. But I do all the time on, oh wait, got it. All right, I apologize. Let's go to KWC's page, because I do a lot of publishing there. All right. Once you get through all of the Creator Studio stuff, I'm going to give you the opportunity to just create a post or schedule a post. Even from a publisher, from here, you can create a post, and it gives you the option down here in Newsfeed, and click from share now to schedule to backdate, or just to save it as a draft if it's not something you're ready to publish right now, but you want to come back and work on it. You can save it or schedule it for any time. I believe it is, you've got to be at least 15 minutes from right now in order to publish it, up until I believe it's a year out that you can publish posts. So if you have time, say on a Sunday night, and you want to put all your posts together for the week, sit down and put it all together. You can schedule everything all at once. Yeah. Jump out of there. Does that all make sense to everybody? We're kind of that kind of concludes our Facebook 101 thing, kind of moving into that next section. We're going to start talking about some paid advertising. Anybody have any questions that they would like answered before we continue moving forward? Yes, Brent.
So I know one of the things when people have their own Facebook page, their personal page, they're kind of cautious on how much they're going to post because it doesn't want to be all about them. And even with business pages, I think sometimes people wonder, how many times should I post on my business page? And I think they almost need to get past that. Don't worry, it's not about you, it's promoting. People want to use your services and buy your products, so you need to get out there. So how often do you think a business should possibly post during a week? Like for Holly at Southbrook or JT at Paintball, what would you think an average would be during a week that they could possibly post?
I always recommend to try to post at least once a day. I don't always follow that rule myself, unfortunately. As I mentioned, events were not great last year with COVID, but yeah, like for instance, a KRWC where we're posting things, we're posting multiple news stories every day, but a traditional business that's not a news type organization like the radio station is, I think once a day is a good goal. And if you end up posting more than once a day, there's nothing wrong with that either. But try not to, even if you can't do once a day, if you can post 2 or 3 times a week, just so you're not letting weeks go by. Again, part of that is building up your brand and having it out, getting that information out there. The more you post within reason, the more people are potentially seeing your posts. Any other questions?
I have one.
Go ahead, Holly.
When you are like for the chamber, when we post things, you're always like Johnny on the spot and you get them shared out. How do we like see those posts on our page so we could share those right away too? Is it a notification thing or?
Part of it is who you like and what your news feed looks like. Facebook is going to show you what you interact with. If you were to scroll through my Facebook page, you're going to see a combination of some of my friends, primarily a lot of our local businesses. I make a point to go and like all of our local businesses, and a mix of some DJ ads and some truck ads and some of that kind of stuff, because that's what I traditionally interact with. Like, it's not unusual if you've posted something or Mark has posted something at Whispering Pines. It's not unusual for me to get a golf ad, because all of a sudden it seems like, oh, he's liking golf stuff. So I think the biggest thing is just to like people's pages and try to maybe even seek them out and interact with them. That's what you see those chain letters going around that's saying, oh, I finally found all my friends. Those things don't work. Facebook is going to show you what you interact with, what you want to interact with. So if you realize I haven't seen so and so for a while on Facebook, seek out their profile. Or if I want to know, I want to see more from this business, seek them out on Facebook, and like and interact with their stuff, and they'll start showing up in your newsfeed more often. That, and as I've already mentioned, I spend an inordinate amount of time on Facebook every day, it seems like. So
you can also turn on notifications, Holly. So depending at how much you want to follow, like when you go to a page's site, so if you went to the chamber site, there's at least on mobile, there's 3 little dots. And if you click on that, then you click on manage follow settings. And in there, you can choose if you want to be alerted. So you'll get a push notification if they post, or if they do videos or live videos. So that's another way, if your phone is close to you and you don't mind getting inundated with notifications, that's another way too.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to kind of our Facebook 201, if you will, where we start talking about some of the more heavy duty stuff. Go back to page. All right. Facebook and social media, you can obviously just post for free. The algorithms, however, are such that in a lot of cases, you're not showing up on Facebook in people's news feeds as much as you used to, without providing some paid advertising. One of the great things about social media is that it's very cost effective to promote yourself on Facebook. You can spend as little as $1 a day on an ad with no cap on your spending. However, you don't want to blindly throw money at an ad. You think of, you're scrolling through Facebook, somebody's scrolling through, you have less than 3 seconds, I think 2.7 seconds is what they say, in order to catch someone's attention to interact with your ad before they scroll past. Or even worse, they click on your ad to tell Facebook that they don't want to see it anymore because they're seeing too many of that type of ad. So how do you create the best ad? I'll show you a little bit. Let's jump into here, share screen again. All right. Jump back in here to the Annandale Chamber of Commerce page. Now again, everything is on, we're doing this on the desktop app or the desktop here on my computer. If you're doing this on your phone, you're going to want to do all this through the business or the business suite app, or the Pages suite. Excuse me, I gotta say the name correctly. The business suite app, they call it now. But if you're on your computer, right next to your name up here is the plus. You click the plus to create an ad and drop right down there. Click that ad, and then it's going to ask you, what do you want to do? How do you want to spend? Um, what do you want? What's your goal with this? Do you want to get more people to go to your website? Do you want to just boost a post to make sure more people can see it? Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company. They're both owned by Mark Zuckerberg. You can pair your Instagram page. Do you want more leads? Do you want bookings? Do you just want to promote your page? Let's say that we just want to boost a post, just to give you some examples here. Come on, there we go. We're going low. All right. So we'll go back to a post that I posted here on April 17th, just because it's the first one that pops up. Okay. And then it's going to ask you, what's your goal? And you can change it. It's set to automatic, whatever they think is going to come back as best. We don't want that. They have another messaging system called WhatsApp. That's not particularly popular in the United States. It's more European, but it's still available. It's another app that you could sign up. It's not something we're going to talk about, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off. So rolling down our list, it's going to ask you about a special ad category, ads about credit, employment, housing, social issues, elections, or politics. When I ran for mayor, this is one that I had to click on. You have to go through some special stuff in order to be able to do those things. Not something most people need to worry about. Then it's going to give you a choice to choose your audience. People you choose through targeting, people you like your page, people who like your page and their friends, people in your local area. And I've got a couple of ones that are already saved, but let's say we want to create a new one. This is where you need to know your audience. Who is your audience? Who are you looking for? You can name them. And you can decide pretty much everything about them. So we'll say this one is test. This is going to get one the other way. Who do you want to target towards? In my particular case, when I'm putting ads out for my page from Lincoln Event Services, I focus primarily on women, because if they're doing this for 15 years, I can still count. I don't need all 10 fingers to count the number of times that I've had meaningful conversations about grooms, because women are the one who are primarily planning their weddings. You can choose your age range. Be careful if you're doing anything with alcohol, because Facebook will flag you if you are sending a post that contains anything having to do with alcohol, even in a roundabout way, saying that there's a bar or something like that available. They'll flag you and they'll deny your promotion because of that. So you can set your age. Age of 13 is the youngest that is legally allowed to use Facebook, all the way to 65 plus. So decide, what's your target market? Who are you trying to reach? And with every ad, it could be different. And then where do you want to go? Is this something where you want to go to Annandale? Is this something that you're trying to reach people from a specific market outside? You can literally type in, if you want to reach people from Minneapolis, you can click on Minneapolis. If you want to increase the mileage, oh, we just went to Minnesota. We don't want Minnesota. We'll go back to Annandale. We're going to go to Annandale. And then it's going to give you an option to decide how far out, and I don't know why it's not popping up here. I apologize, guys. How far out do you want to go? Do you want, just in the city of Annandale? You can stretch it out 50 miles or more. And then you're going to look at detailed targeting. This is when you start to look at who are you looking to reach. In my particular case, I'm seeking brides. I can actually search for engaged people. I did pop-up demographics. Facebook collects this information from its people. When I'm doing wedding stuff, I want to know how I want people that are engaged if I'm sending stuff for weddings. You can search for interest. Like JT is doing something. You can put people who are interested in laser tag or in paintball equipment. Um, get to know your audience. Get to know those people that are coming through in order to do that. And then Facebook is going to tell you. That should be interesting. It's going to tell you how big your audience is. Right now, within 46 miles of Annandale, I'm looking for women who are engaged between the ages of 22 to 65 that also like laser tag. Well, it's showing me that there's less than 1,000 people that are there. Now, that's probably not what you're looking for. You're going to want to try to reach out to as many people as you can. We'll skip that for now and just go back to it. But that's kind of the point, that you can get to know your audience, know what their interests are, know what you're looking for as you get to do some of that. And we'll get back to some of the analytics in just a little bit to show you how you can tell who's looking at your page. Then it's going to give you the option down here to add days, set an end date, and your total budget. You can generally set it up so that it's either a daily budget or an overall budget. You can set this for as many as, I believe it's 363 days. I don't think you can set it for an entire year. One thing that I do for $1 a day, I'll promote my page. I'll just have a general promotion for people to come and click on my page. Again, targeted towards brides. Just kind of get that conversation started. It's relatively inexpensive. You can also decide on your placements. Do you have an Instagram page? Do you want it there? Do you want it only on Facebook? Facebook also has an option. We talked about Messenger earlier. You can click and you can put it into Messenger as well. And then there's also the Pixel, which we'll touch on a little bit as well. So jump back out of there. So what does an ad look like? To start with, make sure you're only using high quality, professional looking images and graphics. Even a meme can work depending on what your audience is, what you're looking for. If you're saying it's hard to get some of those pictures, or there's some pictures that I can't take, one thing actually Brent turned me on to, check out unsplash.com. Unsplash.com. It's professional photographers sharing their work for free, and there's a multitude of things. I use it nearly daily for the radio station when I'm looking for different images of different stuff. I've used it for my own page as well. And great opportunity. If you're having some trouble putting some stuff together, don't be afraid to reach out. There are low cost options available out there. I've had graphic design work done I've reached out to Annandale High School students that have put some things together that for me that are fantastic. The Annandale Advocate, or local business, does graphic design work as well. Or there are options out there like Fiverr is an opportunity for to get out there. Low cost artwork starting at about $5 and going up from there. Great opportunities out there. One other thing to think about as you're starting to put your ads together, less is more in a lot of cases. Facebook used to have a rule that your ad, a picture in your ad, couldn't be more than 20% text. That rule is gone now, but it was there for a reason. You want people to see a quick headline, catch their attention, and want them to know more. That's when they're going to click. That's your call to action, to get them to click, or to call or send a message to get more information. You don't necessarily want to throw everything out there on a picture, because then it gets cluttered, it gets messy. The more that people can't read it or understand it, they're going to scroll right past it. Going back to analytics. Just a second to jump back here. All right, into analytics. Analytics sounds big and scary. It's not that big and scary. On the left-hand side, again, working from the computer, click on Insights. It's going to open you first into an overview. You can choose today, yesterday, 7 days, or 28 days. And click on 28 days just to give a look. And this is the Annandale Chamber of Commerce page, and it shows how many page views, how many page likes, how many people did your post reach. And we haven't had any paid advertisements on here. If we did, it would show another line there too. You can see 0 from promotions. Videos, it's showing us down 7% from videos. And then as you continue going down, it'll show how each of your posts is performing, your engagement, your views. If you want to, you move more and click down on page views. Sorry about that. And on the followers. This is where you start to see. No, that's still not the right one. Apologize, gentlemen. That's what I was looking for. Down in people, apologize, is going to show you about who your fans are and who is following your page. In this case, 78% of our fans are women. 24% of them are in that 35 to 44 range. You know, we can see where is everybody from. You know, most of our interactions, obviously, with the Annandale Chamber of Commerce are from the United States, but there's a handful from other countries. Also, of course, most of them are from Annandale. Most are English speaking. And see how they are all broken down. And go back to reach, you can see how you are reaching people on your posts based on or how things are breaking down. You know, on March 28th, we reached 3,968 people. I do believe that was heading into the state tournament. That's a post from the Cardinals that's showing all of that. So it kind of shows you your peaks and valleys. It can show you, you know, how you're doing, where you hit your peaks, and gives you an opportunity to look and see, well, this is what I posted that day. That's what got the most reaction. Go back and see if maybe you can't produce more of that, and see where some of your valleys are, and see, well, why did we only had 1 comment, we only had 13 reactions. What did we post that day? How can we get better at what we're doing? Here. One other thing that we didn't used to think about with Facebook, but has since become a thing on Facebook, is hashtags. Hashtags are, think of hashtags as a way to connect social media content to a specific topic or theme. It's like an index on social media. In my case, again, for my Flamingo Event Services page, I'll use a variety of wedding-related hashtags, including hashtag weddings. So if somebody has an interest in wedding, they can search that or click on it in somebody's post and see the other posts with that same hashtags. You don't know what to put. It could be something as simple as hashtag lunch is served or hashtag lunch special for a restaurant. But you can dig into it a lot online. Google is definitely your friend. Some thoughts with hashtags: don't go overboard. It's better to use one carefully chosen hashtag than to try to put 50 in at one time. In fact, the more hashtags in, the more the engagements decrease. Use unique branded hashtags and share them with people. Multiple ways you can set them up on Facebook. Use them to set posts apart, draw attention to different things. If you're having an event like we do for the chamber, create a hashtag for our guests or customers to use. So you can see those as well. Things like hashtag Annandale 4th 2021, which is something we'll probably be using as we move forward. And try to use only relevant hashtags. It's fun to use some just kind of nonsensical hashtags or for fun or effect, but try to stick to the ones that make the most sense for your business. Again, Google those specific things. You can go right on, search for paintball, search for wedding, search for whatever your business is, and most use hashtags. Get a list of them, find the ones that are most relevant to what you're posting, and move on from there. I'll touch briefly on Facebook Pixel, because honestly, it's a thing that I need to do more work on myself. And it's probably something, if we really wanted to dig into it, could probably be its entire own thing. But the Facebook Pixel, you saw back in the ads thing, it's a piece of code that you actually place into your website. It collects data that helps you track conversion from ads, optimize ads, build audiences. It works by placing and triggering cookies that track users from both business on and off Facebook. That's when you go to Google and you search for a new bag or a new truck or a new something, and suddenly when you click back into Facebook, that's what it's showing you in your ads. That's where the pixel comes in. It's direct targeting for a lot of those. It's actually called retargeting. It's a handy way for marketers to remind shoppers to come back and buy those items they leave in shopping carts and across the web. You can track almost anything with the Facebook Pixel. There are step-by-step instructions. All you need to do is search on Google, set up my Facebook Pixel, and it'll take you through Facebook. Facebook has great step-by-step instructions to set a lot of those up. Just want to hit on a couple of don'ts when it comes to social media, some other mistakes I see some people make. Number one, stay away from politics on both your business and your personal pages. About 50% of people lean one way or the other. You don't want to risk alienating either 50% of your potential clients because you share a political opinion. And again, that goes both on your business and personal pages. And watch your language and content, again, both on your business and personal pages. You know what best represents your brand, but be aware that people are judging your business by what you're posting. I often check out the profiles of my customers that reach out to me to see who I'm working with and some of the things that they're posting to get to know them a little bit better. I also, when I've worked at different places, I will click onto social media profiles of potential applicants or potential people that we might hire to see what are they posting, what kind of things are happening. And honestly, owning a business, especially in a small town, it's a very public and personal thing. Be careful, even on your personal page. I know it's personal, but be careful what you post. Excuse me. There's honestly been times where I've seen a business owner continue to post expletive riddled posts about different things, be it a sports team or whatever else. And I decide I don't want to do business with that particular person. So something to be conscious about, even though it's your personal page, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are free to do whatever you like, or you may potentially have some consequences. Some other thoughts, as I mentioned earlier, Facebook is just one of many social platforms. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, all have their uses and their unique, varied demographics. Know what makes the most sense for your business. Maybe Facebook doesn't make as much sense for your business as a different platform might. So know who your target market is and where they hang out the most. And also, social media is a fantastic tool, but it's not the end all be all. Make sure to diversify your marketing. And yes, you should still have a fully functional website to send people back to for more information in order to reach your customers. And that's all we have on social media. Any questions? Go for it, Brent.
I'm going to circle back to JT in a little bit here, but thank you, Jeremy. That's so good. It's amazing all the different mental notes I'm making, and then also writing some things down on my phone as well. Things that I just kind of forget about because there's so many variables when it comes to Facebook. I think advertising is really almost the key thing that most people just forget about and leave out and just don't have enough knowledge on. And you're right. It's just really the best dollar spend that's out there. And 5 years ago, if you had 400 followers to your business page and you'd post something, those 400 followers would see it. And then, of course, Facebook had to make money. And so they just started pulling back that reach, which was good for them. And so right now, it used to be 100%, then went down to about 80%, then 50% a few years ago. They keep pulling it back. Right now, for my pages that I look at, it's about 15 to 20% of the people see the post. So that's not very many. And so you really do need to use paid advertising. And lots of times I'll boost posts for different things. You know what I forget about, but I just noticed it when you were running past a couple of things, and you alluded to it. And I'm curious about JT if he does this, but not just boosting posts, but boosting your Facebook page to get it out there. JT, do you ever do that? Do you ever boost your page and promote that? So not just a specific post, but just so that people go, oh, I should check out Annandale Paintball because their Facebook page looks like it's really active and good and a lot of information. What do you do that at all?
So we have tried, we got some mixed results from it. So then we tried to change our engagement with the customers. So, it's trying to be more direct marketing or direct appeal and creating a conversation. Some places will pay to have likes and whatnot. So we have steered away from that, where a lot of our organic post results are going to be higher in that category when we look at things. So
Gotcha.
we struggle with any advertising we do is highly scrutinized because how the computer recognizes paintball a lot of times for an ad is flagged as a firearm. So
That makes sense.
we really struggle with that, and it's an industry struggle. So essentially we try to just remove anything that's a paintball equipment out of the equation and just use smiling faces in a condensed simple version.
Hey, what have you noticed that has worked well for you over the last year or two or three, even when you go back that far? What are some posts that you think this has kind of really helped people engage with what we're doing and gets the word out? Anything that's come to mind?
Just going off of, we talk to our customers quite a bit as far as what they would like to see or what kind of things they're looking for. And when we're able to implement those, we're seeing a lot of engagement in that regard. Yeah. And then videos, obviously just how Facebook controls the algorithm. We're seeing a heavy, last year we did a drone video and it was the most viewed, most liked, all the insights pointed that to be the most popular. And it wasn't anything dramatic, it was just a simple drone flyover and that was a big target. So
awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, if there's nothing else, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to come back. We'll have more chamber webinars as we continue throughout the year. I believe our next one is going to be some of the legalities of your business coming up for May. So thanks everybody for watching, and make sure to like and follow the Annandale Area Chamber of Commerce Facebook page and keep up to date with all of the information and great things that we have coming.